the things that he did when he signed the budget bill and the laws, first of all, they included women's health care provisions in a budget bill, and they don't belong there. And there was no open discussion about it. And he's never had to answer or really explain why some of those provisions are in there. So for instance, one specific really pernicious provision that was in there that you signed into law, Governor, was that a rape crisis counselor is limited in terms of the advice and counsel that she can give the victim of rape or sexual assault. And you've never explained what problem you thought that was solving. And I hope you don't just fall back on your usual just kind of generic statements that you're pro-life or that you have sympathy for people that have gone through sexual assault. Why was it important to have a piece of legislation that literally imposed a gag rule on rape crisis counselors?
Would you like to answer that, Governor?
Do you have a question?
Well, I think Ed said why was, as he termed it, a gag rule on these right crises. I assume it had to do with there were limits on what they could say about having an abortion. Is that right?
That's right.
Do you?
I mean, you have
He's trying to pretend he didn't hear me say it, so he needs to repeat it.
What
problem does that solve? What problem did that
look,
solve?
Yeah.
Look, good question. First of all,
I asked it
everybody,
first.
everybody,
Was it good when I asked it?
I think everybody here knows that I'm pro-life. We also know that we have Roe v. Wade. And we've been debating this. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, a liberal, or conservative, or non-aligned. This debate has gone on for a very long time. What we focus on, and I've always focused on, is the issue of life. Prenatal, postnatal, early childhood, sleep for babies, trying to drive down infant mortality. Let's focus on the life issue. I mean, focusing on abortion or you're pro-life or whatever. Again, this issue's gone on forever. So I just, there's no hiding the fact that, that I have a pro-life position.
Why is it pro-life to have a gag rule for a rape crisis counselor? You didn't answer their question.
I think he answered it okay. Well, I mean,
He has never, Pete, with all due respect, he has never once said why it was good public policy in the state of Ohio for a rape crisis counselor to be limited in what she can advise a victim of sexual assault. And he didn't answer it then. He started talking about prenatal care and making sure that kids get enough sleep. He will not answer this question. And it's just,
what
it's
I heard the
outrageous.
governor say is that he's pro-life.
Why is it pro-life? He will not. The question that came from Henry was, what problem did it solve to put a gag rule on a rape crisis counselor?
Well, I think it is really important to remember that we are talking about women. And you know what? We're not talking about all women. We're talking about poor women, because those are the only ones that are really affected by these laws. Because wealthy women, they can travel, they can go, they can get an abortion if they need to. And, I just have to say that, as a woman who is a mom and who has had an abortion, I find it profoundly offensive that somebody thinks that they are in a better position to make a decision about my personal health than me. And I think that is at the key to this issue, that we women, we are able to make that decision. We know how to do it. Just let us do it safely.
And what I find offensive is describing preventing a rape crisis counselor from doing something as being pro-life. Why is that pro-life? If the woman is pregnant because of a rape, why is that pro-life? And he will not deal with any of the specifics, which is why when he signed the budget bill, he didn't take any questions on it, and why he will only give you platitudes when he's asked about specifics on it. He will not tell you what problem that solved.
Governor, let me push you a little bit more on that, because if I'm a female voter,
Okay.
and I've been raped, and I go to a rape crisis counselor, I'm not going to be able to get the information I need to make decisions. I might need to.
Well, we're funding.
What are you trying to tell that voter about?
Well, I'm not trying to tell them anything. I mean, the voters in the state, I think by and large know I'm pro-life, and let me just say that what Ms. Rios was just saying. I mean, this has been a debate that's gone on since I've been around politics. We have Democratic women who are fervently pro-life. We have Republican women who are not. I mean, that's just the way it is. And so what I choose to focus on is that we can debate this, all day long. But at the end of the day, I respect people that have a different position than me on that. But they need to understand, my position. It's just that simple.
Yeah, but you did
I'm
mention,
pro-life.
Yeah, but you did mention Roe v. Wade, where
Yeah, and there's
abortion
restrictions.
laws
We know what the
Planned.
federal laws are, and we have to be in compliance with them. And it's just the way it is.
Okay, and a gag rule, you think, on rape crisis, giving a woman her entire panoply of decisions she can make?
We
that
certainly want it to
is
care.
compliant.
I actually believe in the exception of rape, incest, and life of the mother. Okay, but look, at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I think is a pro-life, being in a position of being pro-life. There's nothing more I can say about it. I've said everything there is to say about it.
See, look what just happened. He said that he's for exceptions when it comes to rape, but if somebody has been raped and they go to a rape crisis center, they're not supposed to know about it. And he's never going to tell you why he signed that. He's just not going to do it. Okay, he's not going to give you a rational reason.
Let's move on.